So there is a lot of mental stress really in a 24-hour race. The fact you're driving for a couple of hours, then you've got to calm all that adrenaline down, get out of the car, rest for an hour or two, and then back in. It's a very stressful process on the body and on your mind. You really have to take it as it comes, make sure you're hydrated and eating well and trying to rest as much as you can, but there's so much excitement that it's very difficult to rest in between the race.
Drive a change and you go in. Yeah. A little bit down. T1, 6 and 7, okay? So taking easy the two first lap to see how is it.
So in practice, it was very short running only. It was very limited because most of the running for the teams would have been done at the test day a few weeks ago. So for the official race weekend, there's actually very little time. And one day we had to do practice, pre-qualifying and qualifying. So although I didn't participate in the test myself, when I came here, it was very quick to adapt again to the track. Although I have to say, Spa, you never quite feel really comfortable until you've done quite a few laps. And so far, I haven't done that many laps.
I ask you to have an idea about also the evolution of the track and so on. My idea is not to touch the car. Giancarlo will start with used tires, new tires, and then we'll stick on the plan I sent to you.
So we've had a little bit of a tricky time with the Ferrari, trying to manage the conditions with the wet tires and setup and changing conditions constantly.
Il cambio pilota.
Chris or John?
Chris.
The car is very light, so on the wet tires it's actually quite difficult to get the temperature into the operating range.
Era la gomma che davanti che non c'era.
Sicuramente fredde erano un po' troppo fredde. Secondo me dobbiamo rischiare in qualifica, essere forse un po' alto ma avere le gomme pronte subito e alla peggio se non ci sono bandiere rosse rallenti per raffreddare un po'.
I think we've come up with a solution for this and we should be okay for the race with a car that'll be quite quick in all conditions. I don't think we'll be outright the fastest in the wet or in the dry, but we should have a car consistently on the pace.
Okay, so you go on new tires. Okay. Like this you have a small idea about what to expect for the quali.
So in qualifying, it started raining. The sky went completely dark. That was the first to qualify in Q1. And I'm quite happy with my performance because I managed to set the fastest bronze driver time and mixed it with some of the silver drivers as well. So I think for my part, the objective was achieved. In terms of Chris, Eddie and Giancarlo, a little bit unfortunate for them. We had a bit of a mishap with the setup.
Box. 5 meno 20.
The track was drying, so it was very difficult for us and for every other car on track to manage the temperatures of the tires and also the pressures of the tires. So we had a little bit too high of pressure for the last two qualifyings, and that I think cost us a better starting position for the race.
A difficult 24 hours of Spa last year because it was raining very heavily.
We also had the first opportunity to work with Giancarlo, so there was a lot of new things going on. We didn't really know what it would be like to work together. There was some pressure, of course, to work with someone like Giancarlo.
I think it's very important to always keep the same lineup. We know each other much better this year, and
I think overall we did quite well, and I'm sure this year we are much stronger all together. There are more than 50 cars on the grid. I will start the race and let's see what happens.
Giancarlo had a good start to the race. Unfortunately, a little bit of contact in the first lap dropped him back a couple of places, but he fought really well. John then took over the car, put in a solid stint, followed by Eddie for a double, and we finished the first 6 hours in second place, collecting a good amount of points. I then jumped in the car after Eddie. We managed to take first place. We're currently running with Eddie in the car in second, but it looks like the car ahead of us is a pit stop down, so positive for the next sort of 10-15 minutes for the next 12 hours, and we should hopefully bag first place points for 12 hours.
I think we're still in a pretty strong position at the moment. When the pit stop cycle through, we're fighting for top 2 position at the moment. So I think we have a good strategy. So let's see how it plays out.
Tough and long 24 hours. Obviously physically and mentally it's always tough, but especially with the condition we had during the night, and especially at the end of the race with the wet condition was so difficult. The worst moment was when I was on the slicks tires for a few laps on the wet. It was really difficult. But then I think the whole team did a fantastic job. We scored second place. A lot of points after the 6 hours we were second, after the 12 hours we were first, and at the end second is a great result. Last year we were 4, this year second, so next year we want to win.